Yo, this is Prince Cowboy from the Cold Cheese Hot Bullets podcast. I'm here to celebrate today. This is Victory Monday for me. How about them damn Cowboys? We won with a whopping score of 49-29 against Chicago Bears at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas /Frisco. The game was very interesting. First, I gotta say I'm very proud of my Cowboys, and for the Chicago fans, you really don't have nothing to feel too bad about. Y'all got a real competitive team. Y'all rebuilding right now, so y'all pretty much a consignment team. But you got a dope quarterback, and that's gonna make things right in the future. But y'all definitely need an offensive line to protect that kid, because y'all gonna end up getting him hurt. But I'm gonna start with the Chicago side, and I'm gonna hit the Cowboy side. I'm in this video. Chicago side, Justin Fields was splendid as usual. 17 for 23. He got 150 yards passing, 6.6 yards on average passing. He had 2 touchdowns. K. Herbert, he had 16 carries for 99 yards, 6.2 on average, 1 touchdown. Of course, I would say Justin Fields had 8 carries for 60 yards for 7.5 on average yards, and then 1 touchdown. His longest yard play was 15 yards. For the most part, Chicago was the hard-hitting, very aggressive defense that they always is. They play pretty good against the pass. They're a better passing defense or whatnot. They're really a better passing defense. No, I take it back. They're a better rush defense than a passing defense. So you can pass on them all day, but rushing is different, except when they come against the Cowboys. When they played, yesterday, Tony Pollard running all over them like a kid was running for his favorite bowl of cereal in the morning time. But I'm gonna get into that when I get to the Cowboy side. They was good at pretty much just trying to keep us at bay. But it just didn't work. We started off fast. We did everything we supposed to. So they was hanging on. They was trying to find their identity in the verge of getting them 29 points. Another thing I seen that was very disrespectful that they was trying to do, 2 out of the 4 touchdowns that they got, they was trying to get 2-point conversions, and they failed on both of them. You know what I mean? They was trying to be real disrespectful with them touchdowns, but that's because we scored in rapid succession that they had to do that to feel like they can get back into the game. But they scored. They scored their little 29 points. It was too little too late, thanks to the aficionados or the referees. And I'm not the type of person like to blame the referees. Talk about them. This is my first time out of the 8 games we done played that I said something about the referees and they terrible calling. They kept them in the game, so the referees gave them 14 points. The first one starting with the roughing the passer nonsense, which it wasn't roughing the passer. Basically, he pushed him down by his shoulder pads, and in the process of him throwing that ball, then he threw the interception to Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs was gonna take it up the thing, and we was gonna score a touchdown off that run because that was hot. He was hot. He was feeling himself. But overall, they played a well-rounded game. They played a tough game. They got my respect. They showed why they was, why people was looking at this game as being a trap game. And but I wasn't scared at all. At the end of the day, yeah, they did what they did against the Patriots, but that's an anomaly for the Chicago Bears. And then the Patriots, they're not doing as great as everybody's saying, because right now they're trying to figure out where they want to go with Zapp or Jones. So at the end of the day, Chicago was Chicago. They came in, they did their business, and they did all right. Now, another thing I want to go to, and I'm going back to the Cooper Rush and that thing. Listen, if Cooper Rush was our quarterback, we would have lost that game, because Cooper Rush on average can score 24 points. He have not scored anything close to 30. I think the most points he scored was 24. If we just set up for them 24 points, we'd have lost this game. And that's the difference between Dak and Cooper Rush. And I'm not knocking Cooper Rush. It's a blessing that we have him. I'm not ungrateful. It's just like now the controversy now today on the big networks is Tony Pollard or Ezekiel Elliott. No, you need them both. This is the NFL today that you need both a slash and a dash. You need a thunder and a lightning. Ezekiel's thunder and Pollard is lightning. We need that. We need that. Every team now that have made the Super Bowl have two good running backs or whatnot. So we need that. So I'm gonna start on the Cowboys side. The side I want to talk about the most because it's my team. It's my team. It's my dream. It's the big beautiful blue star that's representing this team. It's just something as simple as this blue star attracts so many, not only here in America, but all over the world. We're not only America's team, we're the world's team. So I want to talk about the world's team and what the world's team has done, intergalactical type stuff. My man, Rain Dakota Prescott showed his behind. I said it was going to be his coming out party. He was just trying to get his feet underneath him last game. But Lord, this kid acted a fool this game. He let everybody know that he was solidified. Boy, he was so hot that, hell, one of the players hated on him and stepped on his other hand. And he ain't did nothing but shake that off, glue that up, tape that up, and showed him how to ball out some more. So let's get into his numbers right now. I'm looking down at my handy dandy notepad. My man, Dak Prescott, 21 for 27. He threw for 250 yards. On average, he was making 9.3 yards a play. He had 2 touchdowns. He rushed for one of them, and had 1 interception, which was another momentum changer for the Chicago Bears. And his QBR was 93.8. He had a damn near 100% QBR. Let's let you know how balling Dak is, or Mr. Rain Dakota Prescott is, or whatnot. You gonna say his whole name. Give him some respect. My man Tony Pollard rushed for 14 yards, 131 yards a carry, 9.4 on average, 3 touchdowns. He get it, 3 touchdowns. I mean, he scored 21 points on his own. I'm about to say 28. He scored 21 points on his own, Mike. And his longest play was that 54-yarder, that last touchdown that he did. So for that last touchdown, that third touchdown, he ran for 54 yards to run it in for a total of 131 yards or whatnot. And I already talked about the dynamics of the two quarterbacks between Zeke and, not Zeke, but Dak and Cooper Rush. And I just got to talk about that. We need both our quarterbacks, so we're not going to get into that debate. Just like I didn't really entertain nobody on the debate when Dak was absent due to his hand injury, that that Cooper Rush was the next coming. I'm not debating that no more. I'm done with that one. But for the most part, it was a great game for us. It was a coming out party for Dak Prescott. He reestablished and showed the reason why he's the #1 quarterback and why his name is Rain Dakota Prescott, because he's reigning supreme on the Cowboys team. It's not a scheme. It's not a obstacle illusional thing. You actually seen the real Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott used his feet yesterday. He did a quarterback sneak and almost tried to get just the 2 yards or the 1 yard he needed for the first down. He looked up and he ended up running for 25 yards or whatnot. He was his old vintage Dak self. Kind of remind me, well, it didn't kind of remind me of the first year Dak that used everything to his resources to win a game, and not only to win a game, but to get the job ultimately from Tony Romo to become the next quarterback, the next face of these Dallas Cowboys. Is representing this big, pretty blue star I got on my hat right now. How about him? So we did great. The defense showed up and showed out. My man Michael Parsons got his first fumble and touchdown reception yesterday, running for I think it was like they said it was like a 50-something yarder run after Justin Fields jumped over him. All he had to do was touch him, but he didn't even touch him or whatnot. So he jumped over him trying to save his pretty little knees. So for the most part, we showed out. Malik Davis did his thing. He was a presence. They finally put Turpentine Turbin, my man, the Devontae Turbin in for a sweep play for 11 yards, and I'm happy that they did that sweep play on a proper time this time, because most of the time Kellen Moore want to start out with the sweep play instead of just working in the run pass. But this time we run pass, had a nice drive, and then we at least suspected when the Bears least suspected, the defense least suspected, we did the sweep play like we supposed to. See, we did the sweep play at appropriate times. I don't mind the sweep play, but you got to be calculated and meticulous with that play, because that's a play that's supposed to get people off their heels. It's supposed to be an unexpected play. It ain't supposed to be a play that you know about, because you can easily blow that up. So yeah, they finally found a way to get Turbin in. They got my third round receiver in yesterday, but he was just a decoy, so he's not really worth mentioning. But I'm happy they finally got him in the game doing something, because he's a third rounder. This is the first game he actually stepped in and did a rep. But for the most part, man, the game was nice. The game was good. It wasn't slow like that Detroit Lion game last week, but I kind of wanted to go to sleep in the first half, and then I was up, rooting the second half. But man, the game was dramatic all the way through. It was a nail biter. Not so much for the Cowboys, but for the Bear fans, I know it was a nail biter and a cringer. But it was a good game, even though we overwhelmingly won that game. We actually got over 30 points, and not only 30 points, we almost got a 50 burger, for God's sake. But let's let you know the difference between, a Mercedes-Benz, which is Dak Prescott, and a Nissan Maxima, which is Cooper Rush. And it's no disrespect, I love Cooper Rush, but it's a standard. It's a standard of living. You either in a mansion or you either in an average home. And Dak Prescott is the mansion, and Cooper Rush is the house that I'm staying in. I'm living in an average house. I'm living in a nice little small 2-story house. It ain't a mansion, but it keeps the rain and the snow and the elements off my back. But it's nothing wrong. They both nice places to stay at. It's just Dak Prescott's spot is much better. He got the state-of-the-art everything. So at the end of the day, man, this was a good game. This lets me know that we can win in the air and we can win on the ground. And we show a well-rounded game this game. Whatnot. Even my special teams almost came off with a big play. It probably would have been another touchdown if my man Hendershot was able to block that punt at the last part of the game, very few minutes. But this was a great game, man. At the end of the day, whether you were a Cowboy fan or a Bear fan or not, if you was just a person rooting for another team, waiting for your game, this was a good game to watch. So overall, hey man, I give this game 2 thumbs up. I give my quarterback 2 thumbs up, and I give the coaching 2 thumbs up. Big ups to Kellen Moore. I'm hard on Kellen Moore. I usually call him the great sabotager, but he showed up. He called a well-rounded game, and finally, the apprentice has a mentor, and Big, which my partner gonna hate it, Reese, and Big Mike, Big Mike McCarthy, man. So he's finally being taught proper ways on calling an offense and calling a drive. Because Big Mike, one thing you can say, Big Mike knows offense, and Big Mike been all over the place or whatnot. You should read up on Mike McCarthy and look at his history. It's very interesting. That's why I was rooting for him to come here as a coach. And finally, and the thing that's so impactful about Mike McCarthy, the owners, both Steven and Jerry is talking like him. It's talking his philosophy, and Mike McCarthy got swagger at that podium now, because he know he got the ownership behind him in his coaching. But for the most part, man, that's all I got to say, man. I'm out. That's it. How about them Cowboys?